What is up, guys, and happy holidays. It's your boy Sol, aka the bodybuilding banker. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my CV and a CV that's got me interviews at the likes of Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Blackstone, Boston Consulting Group, Simvin, and many other top firms. And hopefully you can take some tips away and apply it to your CV. So just as a disclaimer, this CV has worked for me. However, there are many good templates out there that you guys can use, but I'm just giving you my opinion and hopefully it can serve you well. So just to give you some high level advice, in terms of your CV, it should be one page. This goes for insight programs, summer internships, and full-time offers. And this is not just for investment banking. This generally covers financial services. Recruiters get thousands and thousands of CVs because investment banking is generally so competitive. So it's really important that you can fit all your information, however much experience you have, on one page. It just shows you're succinct, efficient, and it shows that you can present your CV in a very aesthetic manner. So please, guys, try to keep your CVs at one page. Generally, there are 4 categories. You start off with your education at the top, work experience or professional experience, depending on what stage you are. Then you would have interests and achievements. And then finally, you have additional information. So education generally comprises of 3 main components. It would be your secondary school. So you're looking for your GCSE grades. You've got your sixth form, so your A levels, and your university, which will give you your degree overall result. Now, this is subjective. Generally, some people have higher forms of education. So you could have done a master's program in which you would include that. Or for more mature students, you would have an MBA program. You can also include this in your education. Of course, your most recent education will be at the top and it will go down in descending order. One thing to remember, guys, is the CV is the best representation of you. And some people, I understand, haven't got the best, say, GCSEs, maybe didn't perform well in their A levels. You can actually omit this. You can present on your CV what you believe is the best representation of you, as long as you guys are being honest. So in terms of presentation, as you can see here, it's very important that you put whatever institution that you got your qualification from at the top. And you can also put on the same line the name of your qualification, and at the far right, as you can see most consistently throughout the page, the dates of where you studied at institution. As you can see from this CV, the structure tends to be quite consistent. You would have the company in which you worked at, and right beside it, you would have the role or the title. To the far right, you'll put the dates in which you worked at this institution, and below, you'll put some succinct bullet points about what you learnt and what you actually done at the job or internship. As you can see from my CV, my bullet points get straight to the point. They're very succinct. But one thing you guys should notice is the use of action verbs. Now, what are action verbs? Action verbs are things like analyzed, conducted, presented, managed, delivered. Action verbs are really good because it gives the reader a clear understanding of where you added impact in your work experience. If you don't have any action verbs, that is absolutely fine. One tip I can give you is you can actually look at a job description, look at the action verbs used, and try to apply it to your experience as long as it's relevant. So another really good tip for you guys is to try and quantify wherever you can in your CV. These could be things such as how many clients you worked with, how many models you worked with, how much did you improve the processing systems, whether it's a percentage, how much did you save the company in terms of dollars or pounds. This will look really good because numbers are really important in investment banking, and it shows that you can use numbers. So as a final closing point on the job description, try to think of 3 high-level questions when writing the bullet points. Try to think of what have you done, what was the impact, and what did you learn? So I know people's situations are unique and you might not have actually worked in an investment bank, but it's important to include any relevant experience, and especially if it's at a big brand. If I'm a recruiter, I'm thinking if a big brand has trusted you, this gives you a lot of credibility, and it means that I can actually give you a job role. So I think that's really important. And even if you haven't worked at a big brand, try to include relevant experience, because some of the skills that you have learned could be really important and could be applied at the role. So within the extracurricular section, this is where you add positions of leadership or any responsibility that you have held which you believe is significant and could help. So before I leave you guys, one big tip I want to give you is that make sure you are honest and make sure you can remember every point that you put on your CV. So whenever you have an interview, for example, make sure you go through your CV and you are able to elaborate on every point. And the reason why I tell you this is because I had an interview at a top investment bank at the time, and I had talked about a particular deal that I had read and wrote about. Now, the whole interview was in regards to that one deal, and the reason why is because the interviewer had actually worked on that deal and was very, very passionate. Fortunately, I had done my reading, I knew about the deal. So this is what our whole interview consisted of. Thankfully, I got the role. But listen, had I not read about the deal, had I not known, it would have really, really been disappointing, and I might have not got that job. And this is going to be really, really good, because this means that that's the focus of the interview, and you might not get, the technical questions, the accounting questions. So it's really, really in your hands. You can actually direct the way the interview is going by what you put on the paper. So make sure that you remember all your points and that you can speak confidently about each of them. So the final part of the CV is your interest, and this is where you can put a range of things and try to be creative, guys. I know investment banking is quite structured, but they're actually people at the end of the day. And if you have an interest that's common with the interviewer, you can end up discussing this throughout your whole interview. So interest can range from anything between volunteering, sports that you've played, languages, but make sure you can actually speak the language. I've heard of many friends that have put French, for example, and the whole interview has been conducted in French. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to make more videos like this, just give me 200 likes, and this will indicate to me that you're enjoying these videos. So if you're currently recruiting and you're looking for extra support, I actually do coaching calls. So reach out to me via my Instagram, which is here, or my website, where I actually provide cover letters, which have been successful at multiple investment banks, as well as CV templates, and as well as, like I said, coaching calls where I'll talk through with you the interview process. Well, thank you guys for watching. It's your boy, the LifeofSol, aka the bodybuilding banker, and catch you guys in the next video.